What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the factory. First things first, click that like button. We've got a really special topic for you today, so let's get started. Today, I wanted to explain to you a little bit about how you can use video to better position your business in your market. Now, if you don't know what market positioning is, don't worry, we're gonna talk about it here. So let's get started. So you may be wondering, what is positioning, especially when it comes to marketing? And the basic idea is that every business is trying to attract a certain segment of the population or a certain segment of the market. In other words, we're trying to attract the right people who will understand the value in our products, in our services, in our customer service. They'll understand our business model. All of these things are very important when it comes to positioning. On one hand, we have McDonald's, and on the other hand, we have Ruth's Chris. Now, what is McDonald's known for? They're known for affordable food, a family-friendly environment, and real consistency when it comes to their food. In other words, no matter what McDonald's location you go to, you know that if you order a quarter pounder with cheese, it's gonna taste exactly the same as the one across the country. And that's a big deal for McDonald's. Ruth's Chris, on the other hand, is a restaurant here in the LA area, I think there are a few other areas too, that basically offers high-end steaks and really fine dining. They're not really family friendly, they don't have a play place. So they're kind of polar opposites when it comes to being on what side of the market they are, right? You have McDonald's that's catering to families and affordable food. You have Ruth's Chris, who's maybe catering more to high earners and people who really want the ability to not have to be around kids while they're eating. So how do we use video to better position our businesses in the market? Well, just like every other form of marketing content, videos have the ability to communicate both written or spoken messages and also subtle non-verbal messages. There's the actual message that is written into the script or the video's copy, and then there's the messaging that's interwoven into the setting, the scenario, and even the quality of the video. In other words, the quality of your video, along with the style and the setting and the aesthetic of your video, can often communicate more to your audience than your copywriter ever could. Let's go back to our two restaurants and use those as an example. Think of the last McDonald's commercial you saw. It probably had a fun, upbeat aesthetic and environment. It probably had an offer in there with some pricing attached to it, and it probably featured a shot of a casually dressed person taking a big bite of a hamburger. Now, if Ruth's Chris had any videos, which I don't think they do, which maybe they should call us, we could solve that for you. Give us a call, Ruth's Chris. Anyway, if Ruth's Chris had any videos, it really wouldn't make sense for them to use the same aesthetic and style and even scenarios that McDonald's does. Can you imagine how ridiculous that would be if Ruth's Chris tried to do a commercial like a McDonald's commercial? I mean, no one would take them seriously, right? They'd be like, I'm not going to get a steak there. There's no way. Like, it can't be worth what they're charging me because their commercials are lame. You'll love it here at Ruth's Chris. But just like it wouldn't make sense for a high-end restaurant to make a commercial more like a fast food joint, it really doesn't make sense for a more affordable place to try to make a video or a commercial in the style of some place that charges a lot more for what they offer. The reason for this may actually surprise you. You see, we as humans are so good at picking up subtle hints and unspoken suggestions that we'll actually avoid situations that we feel aren't quite right for us. Think about it. If McDonald's produced a commercial that was really super high-end and featured sexy shots of hamburgers and really dramatic lighting to show off their really cool lounges, and all the food was on, like, pristine white plates, and they had, shots of patrons in really snazzy outfits, they might actually get a pretty negative response from that. In fact, it would probably cause quite a few of McDonald's customers to think that maybe they had abandoned their family-friendly, affordable menu in favor of a much more higher-priced offering. In other words, it might make people think that McDonald's had gotten expensive. I see this all the time with businesses who use video in their marketing. From the high-end real estate agent who only caters to multi-million-dollar homes, but they whip out their iPhone and it's shaky and they forgot to wipe off the smudge off their lens before they started shooting a video. That communicates to their potential clients that they're probably not real serious about their marketing, which means, what else are they not serious about? Are they going to be able to handle selling my home? And then on the other end of the spectrum, you'll have a local car wash that just wants to appeal to families, but every video they shoot has a Lamborghini or a Porsche or a Maserati in it, and it just doesn't really reflect family values, and it makes people think, well, that place is way too expensive. I can't take my car there. And this is why positioning is so important, especially when it comes to video. All of the scenarios and the setting and the style and the aesthetics, they all add up to communicate a message to our audience that tells them how expensive we are, what they should expect when they come to our store. And it's really important to make sure that the messaging is right, but not just the copy, the whole thing, not just the words written on the page. The entire video from front to end has to communicate the right message, and it has to position your business in the right place in the market so that people understand what you're trying to do. So, if you're thinking about using video in your marketing, or if you're already using video in your marketing, but you're just not seeing results, I would strongly suggest that you think about positioning. Think about where you want your business to be positioned in the market. Are you offering higher end goods that demand a premium price, or are you offering more affordable things that most families can afford? Those things are really important to think about when you're planning your videos out. The aesthetic and all the nonverbal communication is all right for the particular position that your business needs to be in. Stay tuned for more right here from the factory. See ya.